Welcome, my name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and you can find more information about me and my projects on my blog at stampingwithhart.blogspot.com. I need to make a bunch of thank you cards. And we're going to do that using the Seize the Day bundle. It occurred to me that I had used this fabulous die, and the pieces are still in here from the last die cut. This absolutely fabulous frame with the coral and the bubbles, and it's in an oval shape, which I love. But I had used it on an alternate project, and I had not used it on a card with the actual stamp set. So even though I have played with these on separate occasions, I haven't used these together yet. So we're going to use this tonight. So let me walk you through the products. I don't have a finished card to show you because I'm a little bit behind with designing, but I figured we could design our card together. One of our retiring items is the ombre specialty paper. Okay, so this is an annual catalog item. This is retiring. It's so beautiful. And I just thought it would be so cool to do these ocean frames with the ombre paper. So with the ombre specialty paper, we have this blue, which goes from light to dark. We have this like golden orange, and that again goes light to dark. We have this purple, so beautiful, light to dark. As far as I know, this is still available, but it's retiring. And then we have this beautiful like pink to red. And I thought, wow, I mean, they would all be really cool for these frames. So let me just show you. I did cut some of the frames out ahead of time. So this is what the light part of the blue sheet looks like, and this is what the dark piece looks like, and we'll frame these up. So you can just see it's the same sheet of paper, but you get that different look, and this is more of that deep blue ocean look, right? And then with our coral and our red, so again, it's the same sheet, but when you cut it in two, you get two completely different looks with it. And then, you know, before you know it, you have a whole card set. This is our like gold to orange piece here. So beautiful. Look at the difference with that. I just think that that is so cool because no matter, you know, what part of the paper you're cutting, you're still getting that ombre look, even as you get into that deeper color. And then here's the purple. How cool is the purple? Okay, so we have our lighter purple and our deeper purple. Here was what the full sheet looked like before we started to cut it up. All right, so we have a lot of nice frames to use. I don't think I'm going to make this many cards on the live. I am going to make a whole set, but I think we'll just do a couple of colors here together because I'm not sure how long this is going to take. But let's go over some of the other things we're going to use. So our color palette is going to be Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, Sahara Sand, Mango Melody, Pacific Point, and Gorgeous Grape. I'm probably going to throw a green in there too before this is all said and done because I want to use some of our die cut seaweed for the cards. I haven't had a chance to cut those yet. This die will create bubbles for you. So just like we have the bubbles around our frame here, if you needed to add more, you could always add more. If you want to add them in a different area, you can. This will cut into your paper, which is so cool. I love when we have I love when we have dies that will do that. I'm going to move my stamps out of the way for a second. I was thinking I could use our frosted and clear epoxy droplets as bubbles. So just kind of like where we have these like little bubble marks here. I was thinking that these would be cool to use. And so I've already done some stamping and some die cutting. And let me just bring our little creatures in here, our little sea life. Okay, so we have our Mango Melody or our orange fish. We have our blue fish. And I did very similar colors on other cards in an earlier video. I can link to that in the replay. Here is our, I have to do a purple octopus. I just can't resist. I was thinking about red, but I stuck with purple. And then here's our Flirty Flamingo or our pink jellyfish. I should have done like a softer one because you almost can't see jellyfish. And then here we have our starfish. So for starfish, I used Sahara sand because it felt like, you know, without even having to explain it, sand. And then we have these pieces. So I'm going to see what we do. I had stamped some of the crabs as well, but I didn't get a chance to cut these out. So we're probably going to do some die cutting together. Now, the thing that I was thinking about doing was making shaker cards with these. I don't think that you have to make a shaker card. I mean, I think it would be just as cute without, but I brought them anyway. Oh, hi, Susan. How are you? So glad you could be here. I did grab the window sheets. So I'm going to experiment with this and see how it looks as a shaker. And you could, you know, literally use the die cuts as your shaker pieces. But I did grab the sequins for everything because as we are getting into the middle of April, which I can't even believe I'm saying that, but as we're getting into the middle of April, I really feel like I need to show you some of the things that are leaving. Like this ombre specialty paper is so awesome and it's retiring. So, you know, I just want to try to sneak and use some of these retiring items before they go because they're so great. So these were called the Sequins for Everything. This was originally in a holiday catalog. It carried over to our annual catalog that is now retiring. And I just thought that these would look cool with our sea life. But of course you don't have to do this, right? It's because we already have like a yellowish orange card that we're doing. We have like a corally red card that we're doing. Gold, silver, and white will go with literally anything. And if we're adding some green pops of seaweed to our cards, I think the green would be cool. So I feel like this can cover a lot of bases if you want to do a shaker, but use whatever shaker pieces that you know you have or that you might like. If you have like iridescent sequins or something like that, that would be so cute in a sea life shaker card. Okay, so let's go ahead and design a card. The other thing I was thinking about doing, and let's see how it looks. I wanted to use blue on every card base, and I was trying to decide which blue to use. So let me see. I am tempted to use Misty Moonlight. Just want to kind of check out this color with all of these different shades. And we don't have a lot of pieces left, so if we run out, we run out. But I think this is going to go with all of them, right? It kind of looks oceany. With the way that these cards, it's going to be portrait, right? It's going to be up and down. Hi, Joan. How are you? So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these in half and make them cards that open from bottom to top. And you could do whichever, you know, you like, but that's the way I'm going to cut these card bases. So 4 1/4. Well, actually, let me score it first because I'm going to just score it across both. So we'll score it at 5 1/2. You could do it either way, but since we're going to be using all these card bases, why not? All right, so score it at 5 1/2. This is the 8 1/2 by 11 sheet. We're going to cut at 4 1/4, which will cut this in half. And we'll have our 2 card bases. I'm just going to use Pool Party, but whatever. It's really just more kind of like that watermark look. We are going to stamp some bubbles around the edges of our cards. So let's just take a look here. I'm probably going to want to trim this down a little bit. It's kind of like right at size of the card. I mean, you could leave it, but that just means we wouldn't have to do really hardly any stamping at all. Okay, and so here is that bubble stamp right here. And I am just gonna go right around the edge. Isn't that cute? So here we go. We have these 3 card bases. I'll work on the others later. So let me just set that aside. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit off of the bottom here. If I have any pieces popped out, I did decide to cut out these frames ahead of time, just because, let me show you the frame one more time. We have to pop out a bunch of pieces did I do with it? Here it is. Whenever you die cut these pieces, you can use your die brush to kind of get all those pieces out, but some of them are very intricate, right? So that could be a little bit time consuming. So I figured at least on that part, I could get that done ahead. So I'm gonna get my paper trimmer and we're gonna start trimming these down. So we know that we're working with 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's just trim this a little bit. And this is gonna take this to 5 1/4 just by trimming off this little piece. Okay. And I'm gonna aim for that with all of the cards. And then let's see here, we're just about at 4, which is just what I want. It's actually slightly under 4. So here you can just see little bits of those bubbles there. I think that's so cute. So I can cut the rest of these off camera, but let's just see which colors we want to do. How about if we do the orangish one, the purple. I could do the light or the dark. How about the light? We'll do the lighter purple, and then we can do the blue because we have that ocean color there. So how about we'll do these 3. I'll cut the rest later. And let's start taking a look at the design. So because we have this blue as our background, this sort of misty moonlight blue, you could just leave that as your ocean and pop a few pieces in here, right? And just kind of keep it simple and, play around with what's in each oval. I think that would be cute. Now, of course, if we do our shaker and we pop this up, what I'm wondering is if I should do another layer or if I should do some kind of like textured stamping almost. Let me know if you guys are hanging out live with me, what you would do. Would you just use a piece of designer series paper? Would you maybe stamp some water? I have this piece to work with too, where if we'd want to add a little bit more sparkle in there, we could. And I have to use this paper up because it is retiring. Okay, so let's take a look at this one too. So I definitely have to use my fish, right? I love that combo. I think that's cute. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to leave that misty moonlight background. And we're just going to kind of pop a few items on each one. And then we'll turn it into a shaker. So that's just kind of what I'm feeling. And then the sentiment that we'll use is thanks from the depths of my heart. So I wanted to incorporate just a couple of pops of green with this seaweed. And I wanted to cut out a couple of the crabs. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over my die cutting machine and let's just cut a couple of pieces. And see how it looks. We could cut in some bubbles in here too, but I don't think we need to. You could always stamp more bubbles, in and around your oval too. That would be so cute. So let me get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to grab the full size. And these dies are independent from the stamp set. So there is a piece of seaweed that you can stamp too, but it does not match. It doesn't have like a piece that cuts out the seaweed stamp. So this is like an independent piece, and then these are also independent. So there's no die to cut this one out, but you have 2 different dies to cut this seaweed here. So let's do blue first. We'll do our ocean look. Okay, so we certainly don't need 2 crabs, and we can decide what we want. Okay, I love the idea of it being slightly behind the die, right? Like behind the coral and all of that. That's cute. So let's see. We could have like our crab popping out from the top. Let's just take a look. So tempted to use this one on everything, but let's just try to change it up. So here we go. You can kind of like pop this right in between. I would sort of do that behind though. Let's see. I'm kind of tempted to tuck that in with the frame. So I might do this on the outside as opposed to the inside because that looks kind of cute. Let's see. What do you think? I like that. I like the way that that looks. So we'll save these pieces for the outside, and then maybe we'll save this one for one of the other cards. This one's really big. I'm not sure if I want to use that one or not, but we'll take a look. I might just trim it up a little. But this is cute. So I think we'll just have those 2 little pops of green here. And then let's just try out some of our different. So here's the fish and the crab. If we want to do the fish, or we could do the octopus here, or we have our jellyfish. Don't want to crowd it up too much. We're going to have our sentiment here too. So maybe we could do the jellyfish in the center up here. Somebody is revving their engines outside. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear that, but I feel like less is more. I feel like I want to do a couple of fish. We'll save the octopus. We'll save the octopus for the purple. We'll make sure we use a couple of orange fish with the orange. And I could even do, I know I'm not going to do them all on camera, but I tend to be a person who likes to coordinate colors. So I would probably do my jellyfish with this. So what I'm wondering is, and this is what I do when I'm designing. So let's see, we could just do a couple of the blue fish and kind of keep it almost like monotone. That's cute. That's cute. Why don't I do that? We'll just do fish for this one. So we'll keep it simple, and we'll color coordinate our sea creatures so that we're not over cluttering. Okay, so we would pop this up, and then let's get our window sheet. Okay. And so for our window sheet, we're going to cut it to the same size. We're going to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. You could cut it, slightly under if you want, but you want to try to keep it as close as you can to the frame that you're going to be adhering it to. So I just want to avoid the bubbles with the adhesive. So I'm just going to try to position this carefully. Not going to go with the whole strip all the way across. Okay. put this piece on the back. Let me do it this way. Just want to make sure I'm lining that up. I think I got it. I think I got the lineup. Okay. And then for the outside piece, we can put our fish down. I think it would be fun to kind of put them up on a dimensional, but then they're going to be right against the window sheet. So maybe I'll just use a couple of glue dots here. My glue dots have gone, it's my fault, but I pulled my glue dots out when I was getting ready, and I got them everywhere, all over the place. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with our fish. Sometimes it takes me a minute to kind of find that mix that I like. Okay, so there we go. And then I need one more. Okay, there we go. Should I have him going up? Okay, there we go. All right, so now I need to make that frame where our shaker pieces aren't going to escape from, and then we'll tuck the green pieces to the front. So let me see how much I have left with my foam strips. I know there's not a lot, but let's just see what I can do with what I've got left. So I'm going to pull one of these. This is what they look like when they're full size, and I tend to trim these down. Okay, these are so useful if you like doing shakers. And again, I have this little bubble here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something to cover it on the outside so that you don't see the adhesive. So basically what we want to do is build a frame so that we have a barrier. If you're new to making shaker cards, you just don't want any of your sequins escaping. So we want to try to make the barrier as good as we can. And I'm going to try to go as close to the edge as I can. Okay. And I'm slightly over, so I'm just going to snip that little piece off. And that literally goes right to that edge, but at least we know that's going to be secure. And then let me pull this piece. We are going to be able to get around a whole card, so that's good. Use every bit. I have a little extra hanging over here. Okay, so now we're going to bring this up the side. Oops, sorry, crab. So I'm going to butt this right up against this. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid this bubble. That looks like it's still going to be slightly over, so I'm just going to trim that just a little bit more. Okay, and then let's take a look and see. We're going to go right up against that edge again. Hopefully you guys can see that. I hope I was on camera. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go, right to the edge. And now I just have to fill in this little bump right here. So let's see. And we can kind of custom cut a little piece. That might be a little too big, but we can always trim it down a little more. Get it as close as you can. There we go. All right. So the one thing you always want to remember when you're making a shaker is that before you adhere this to this, make sure you put all of your pieces in there. I mean, not pieces, sequins, whatever your shaker item is going to be in the card. Okay, hopefully this is secure enough that those won't escape. All right, here we go. And I'm going to kind of go for the orangey colors here. We'll make sure that we save enough for our other orange card. But that's cute. If I had blue, I would probably use blue. All right, and then we'll make sure all of our adhesive is off here, so we're all good. And then let's put this on. So just make sure we have these in the center. All right, and so the thought that I had for our sentiment, and let's do our green piece too. Don't let me forget this. So I think what I'm going to do is just tuck this right into the bubble and then just kind of glue that down so we can use another glue dot for this. I'm just going to tuck it and hide it right behind the leaf of the seaweed. Love it. Okay, and then let's do another piece over here. We could go a little bit higher if we want. It looks a little awkward. What if I put it here? That's cute. Okay, so we'll put it right here. I'm going to get another glue dot. We'll just put this piece down. Okay, so here is our shaker piece, our shaker element here. And then let's do, and shakers are great in terms of Autism Awareness Month. Shakers are so much fun for the kids. You know, if they like to watch, you know, things shake, or they like to jump or anything like that, I think it's going to be so cute. I'm just going to use Pacific Point for this. Okay. And so what I was thinking about doing was separating these so that they were kind of in pieces down the card. But let's just take a look at this. So I am going to try to trim this out. Okay, so we're at least gonna do the layout for the other two. Maybe I won't do the shaker part, unless you guys don't mind hanging out with me. But let's finish up this card. So this was what I was thinking. The frosted and clear epoxy droplets are on the retiring list. Okay, so we have these misty ones here, and then we have these, which have like the silver backing here. So I was thinking, I mean, either or, they would look absolutely adorable as bubbles. So I'm just going to pop a few on here and let's just see how it looks. Isn't that cute? I'll just do like one there. And then I'm probably going to add a couple to the bottom, and I can be generous with these because they're leaving, right? Let's see, that one might be a little too big for that one. So let's just downgrade. We'll go to the smaller guy. Just kind of pop it right in there. And then let's do 2 lower. So let's do a bubble right on top of our seaweed. And then let's do another one. You know what? Let's go crazy. Let's do 6. I don't normally do 6. Let's do 6. Okay, there we go. I love how it turned out. Oh my goodness. So happy with this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the layouts for the other 2. And then if we have enough time, we'll build those shakers. I'm running out of the foam adhesive. So maybe once I run out of this, we'll stop. But I'll try to do as many as I can. Well, of the 3. So we'll probably get 2 solidly, and then the third one, we'll see. We'll see how far we get. Okay, so I am jumping into voiceover mode now. The layout for this second card, and actually for the third card as well, are identical to the first. The only thing that I changed out were the sea creatures. And you can decide what layout is best for you and for your cards. You'll see me playing with these layouts here. But what I thought I would do, since we've already gone through how to make the first card, is talk a little bit about what I have coming up in the new month. So May, we have a new catalog coming out on May 3rd. May 3rd, 2022 will be the launch of the new annual catalog from Stampin' Up. So if you do not already have a demonstrator and you would like to receive a catalog, please reach out to me. I have all of my information in the description box below, and I would be so happy to help you with that. So definitely reach out and I will be glad to send you a catalog. There are so many fabulous things coming up, you're not even going to believe it. Now, if you already have the new catalog, or you are already sort of seeing some pre-order items kind of popping up around, and you just absolutely are loving what you are seeing, consider the starter kit, because you can actually put brand new pre-order items not yet available to the public in your starter kit. $26 savings on the starter kit, free shipping on the starter kit, and once you join, you actually get 20% off of all of your orders as you are an active demonstrator. It can even go up to 25%, just depending, and you do not have to sell. But this is a great way to get immediate access to the new catalog, to get those new products before anybody else. It's such a thrill. I love being a demonstrator. I would absolutely love to have you on my team. And if you have any questions at all about that, don't hesitate to let me know. Now, the other thing that I have going on that I am so excited about is my brand new In Color Club. Every year with a new annual catalog, Stampin' Up! Releases a new set of 5 in colors. And this year I am doing a club. So it is basically a membership where each month of the 5 months, May through September, you're going to get all of the products in the new in color. And each month we feature a different color. So one of the colors is Tahitian Tide. One month will be all of the products in Tahitian Tide. And you would get an ink pad and cardstock and designer series paper and markers and a refill and all of these super fun products that Stampin' Up! Has come out with in the new in colors. This is an affordable way to do it. It's great to be in the club. I'm going to have card projects that I send to my club members each month. I'm going to have a tutorial each month, and I'm also going to have some fun free gifts in there. You'll also qualify for my host code, so you'll get the host code gift each month as well. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. But by the end of the 5 months, by September, you will have all of the brand new in color products. You'll have cards, you'll have tutorials, and you will just be able to have so much fun with all of your brand new crafts. So I have information in the description box below about how you can sign up for my In Color Club. You will be billed via PayPal on the 1st of each month, starting May 1st. So May 1st, June 1st, July 1st, August 1st, and then September 1st. And then once that payment is received, I can go ahead and put your order through.
The very first order will go through on the day of the catalog launch, which is so exciting, and that's on May 3rd. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you so much for spending time here with me. And if you need more information, don't forget to check out that description box below.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope that you all have a wonderful and happy Easter holiday. It sounds like you guys have really fun plans. I hope you enjoyed the cards. I hope you can grab onto some of these retiring items before they're gone. These are our cards, and I will see you guys again. Now, Sunday is Easter, so I won't be live on Easter Sunday, but I will be having a video posted that has been pre-recorded. So I'll post more information about that. It's a special video. It's not necessarily about crafting. I have a special guest, an occupational therapist, who was kind enough to volunteer her time. Her name is Mandy, and she walks through the Robot Buddies card kit with me and gives people tips as to how you can craft with loved ones on the spectrum or even off. Just some fun, cute tips and ideas and different ways to look at how to craft with our loved ones. So look out for that. I'll have that posted this weekend, and I will see you all again next week. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you, Mitzi. Bye-bye, everyone.